Hello, hello, hello. It's Financial Freedom Fridays. This is Gus Tucker. How you guys doing? Please make sure to like and share this this time that we have together. This quick 30 minutes. And how you guys doing? I wasn't here last week. I was in Tampa, Florida, for most of the week, and I was suffering. I was suffering for the cause in Tampa, Florida, and at a conference, a business conference, to learn how to be a better business person, how to be a better person. And I tell you, it was man, it had to be the top one or two meeting experiences I've ever been. There were about 600 people in this meeting. If any of you guys were there, it was at the Saddlebrook Resort from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of last week, and we were the only meeting there. So if you were there, let me know. I don't want to give it away what it was because I can't really promote it per se. I will a little bit more. But man, if you were there, let me know. If you were in Saddlebrook Resort in Tampa last week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you know what it was. But it's one of the best meetings I've ever been at. But hey, and a lot of the things, some of the things that we're going to talk about today, I'm going to wrap up on this story idea and get into some principles because what we're going to do for the rest of 2024 is just talk about look, financial literacy starts with making money. It starts with making money. And how many of you are making so much money? If you made any more money, you'd have to send it back because you feel guilty about how much money you make. You know, how many of you feel like your generations are set? There's you, they're your children's children, and beyond. How many of you feel like those generations are set? I know you guys have heard that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And the question is how? How do you do that? Right? So I want us to talk about financial literacy from the standpoint of a beginning of how we make money, how you make money. So I'm gonna skip on to some things here. We got this deck up here. We're going to see if we can make it go. There we go. So we've talked about these things. This is really key. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. What you see is from where you sit. Perspective makes all the difference. And I will tell you, I'll just tell you, I'm 64. I'll be 65 on August the 5th. Okay. And you know what I know? I know about that much something. And I went to this before I went to this conference. I went to a conference like 6 weeks before that by the same gentleman. And what's up, Kamar? And he recommended 35 books to us in 5 days. And what he was saying to us was, if you want to do what I'm doing, and he was showing us how to create two, five, $10 million a day in business. If you want to do what I'm doing, you got to know what I know. He gave us 35 books. Oh man, and to read. So what it did for me and what it's doing for me is media is going away. Like watching TV and things like that, and scrolling on social media for the purpose of scrolling and things like that. I don't have time for it because my encouragement to you is going to be the same encouragement that he made to us. He says, "I'm not trying to watch TV. I'm trying to be on TV. People want to watch my life. People want to watch my life. How about you? You know what I'm saying? I have a life that people want to watch. What's he doing today? Okay." And so we went through some of this stuff, and I told you guys I ended up with I got involved in financial services in 2002. I've worked with thousands of families and helped hundreds of people put themselves in um, better places financially. And what I found is working with our folks, and primarily people of color, is one, we're not that well educated about money. Two, we hold all our financial stuff close to the vest, right? You know, wealthier people, they have what's called a family office. As a matter of fact, we're working with some investors and we're working with their family office. We're meeting with the people that meet with their money for some investment purposes. Okay? So the family was an expert at making money in a particular way. But what they are not are experts at managing their money. They're experts at this particular business that they do. So they hire people, typically an attorney, some financial services, financial planner types, some real estate types, okay? And then some people who understand like political stuff and government stuff, because every business operates in some sort of political or governmental environment, okay? And they work together and figure out how to take this money and make it work for this family. And so they have to have access to everything the family has, every nook and cranny, so that they can take that and then go and look out in the marketplace and figure out the best place to do it. And I'll sit with people, as my mother used to say, they don't have a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of, but they want to hold their money like this and don't want you to see their information. Or they tell you they're good. Oh, I'm good. Oh, I got it figured out. Oh, I'm good. Okay. So which school of financial strategy or personal financial strategy did you go to? Okay. So I will tell you guys, find you a person you can trust and work with it and be an open book and be honest. Okay. Be an open book and be honest. One time I asked this person, I said, hey, if I was trying to get rich and steal some money from somebody, would you be the right person I should be talking to? Oh, man. So on this journey of working with our folks to help them, at some point you got to develop trust with someone. Okay. How do you develop trust with them? Check them out. Go online, check them out. See what kind of social media content they have out there. Check them out. If they're licensed, all the licensing agencies, they keep files on us that are public, so you can go look and see if we've had any problems with the government, with our regulators, or with people. You can go check us out. Okay. So I want to get on to the next thing. You learned a lot about me. Okay. So that's enough about that. This whole concept of be, do, have. I want to take it to the next level. Over the last 5 days, we did that. Over the last month, I've really been doing that. This is the foundation of you making your life work and making your money work. Okay, um, everyone has a right to believe whatever they want to believe, and I'm not against anybody having whatever belief system that they want. That's fine. Couple things. One, don't try to force it on me or make it a law that I have to accept it or go along with it or agree with it. No. If you believe it, that should be enough. I don't have to believe it. And just don't try to legislate it for me, and I won't try to legislate it for you. Okay? But here's what you need to know. We get one life, right? So you're going to make some choices to go down a path. And you're going to get the results of those choices. What you see is from where you sit. It's what you choose. Choose wisely, because you're going to get one chance to choose. Okay? Choose wisely. Okay? Um, I, I, I only want to say this. I follow I follow a book called the Bible, and there's a person in there called God, and that book is not a religious book. It's not. It's more of a governmental book because it's about a king, a kingdom, his people, and his desire to colonize a place called Earth and make it look like heaven. That's what the book is about, how to do that. How many people live in a city? You live somewhere with other people. I bet you y'all got the same problem Chicago does in your city that we have in our city, right? Is there any crime in your city? Is there any crime? You know, whether it's stealing or killing or lying or adultery, fornication, all these different things. Is any of that going on? Well, you know why that is? Because that's the value system of the people. Where that value system come from? Their being. You can't for a long time act inconsistent with your character. Who you are, what you believe is going to come out and where your feet go. What your eyes watch, what your hands touch, and where your feet go. Eventually, it's going to be controlled by what you're thinking and what you value. Okay? So these are some passages and verses of scripture here that God says, here's what you should value and things you should have your mind set on. You can choose to do them or not do them. That's up to you. This is not a religious thing. Okay? But you got to go somewhere to get your wisdom about how to live. I've chosen to make that book the Bible. Okay? So, your identity, okay, who you are, is going to control everything in your life. Because what you believe about yourself is everything. Because your number one hindrance to getting to where you want to be in anything in life, guess who your number one hindrance is? No, it ain't the devil made you do that. Guess what the number one hindrance is in your life in reaching your goals? Whether it's making more money, having a better family, um, being in better shape. I lost 10 pounds in the last 3 days. We're going to lose 90 pounds in the next 90 days. Watch it. I'm putting it out there. Watch it happen. You're going to see it. It's going to happen. I'm just telling you, I'm down 10. You have to overcome you to be the best version of you that God wants you to be. You see, your success is locked up in your identity. Because if you get out the Bible and read it, it says God made us in his image and likeness. He made us to be like him so we could do like him. What is that he did? In the beginning, God what? What's the next word? In the beginning, God what? What's the word? What comes up? In the beginning, God created. The first thing that God told you about himself is that he's a creator. And God basically made three categories of things. Okay? He made creation, sun, moon, stars, right? Land, water. He made creation, the place we reside. The second thing he made was creatures. All the creatures that are on the earth, swimming in the seas, flying in the air, even invisible creatures, cells, atoms, things like that. He made creatures. Third thing he made was creators. Everybody listening to my voice, you are a creator made in the image and likeness of God. And here's the cool part about it. What God has put in you, creativity wise, is for the purpose of you serving other people. Not dominating over other people, but taking who you are and who God has made you to serve other people. So check this out. If God has put that in you, he's provided. Think about this word. Write it down. Write it down. Write this word down. Provision. Write this word down. Provision. God has provided these gifts and abilities and capabilities in you as a so that you will solve certain problems on the earth. When you look at something like what is this right here? You see what this is right here? This is a mouse. If you were talking to this mouse and this mouse had a question about who they were and what they should do, what would you tell the mouse? What they're for? And part of the way you know that is how it's built and what it's configured to do. It's built to do certain things, like point and click, and then you can make the computer execute commands because of that. You're built just like this mouse. And if you'll examine your life and look at it, look at what you've done in the past, what you desire to do now, what you're good at, you're going to figure out what God has built into you, what He's provided. What He's provided is to make provision. For vision, for the vision, forward, for the future, for the vision. God has given you everything you need for the vision that He's given you. And that's what creates your identity. He's built His creativity and His success into your DNA. Everybody on the planet was meant to be successful. Every one of us. What do we need to do that? See this Matthew 6:33 right there? Seek first the kingdom of His righteousness. What does that mean? What it really means is get in alignment. But see, here's how it is with a king. Kings own everything in their domain. Kingdom. King domain. Kingdom. King domain. A king owns everything in their domain. Everything. They own the money. They own the people. They own the land. They own everything on the land. They own everything crawling on the land. Everything flying through. Everything. Everything in their domain that they can draw a line around. This is my kingdom. It belongs to the king. So guess what the king can do with that? Whatever he wants. So the do part is your understanding your character. Because what you will do it will be consistent with who you are, who you've been created to be. Now you need to do certain things. You need to take certain actions to put your provision and what you've been provided with into play. Okay, so first thing we got to do as human beings is figure out why we're here. What were you put here to do? And I went through a process that I'm going to make available to you guys down the road. I went through a process to really nail and hone in on what I'm called to do. What I'm called to do is teach the Bible, teach business, and teach money to people. Not just people who are people of faith, but just people in general. They have the right relationship with themselves, their creator, with money, so they can move through life in a powerful way. Okay? So if you know who you are and what you're supposed to be doing and you're taking the right actions, then what's going to happen at the end is you're going to have the results you want. Now I want to show you something. You guys heard of Robert Kiyosaki? Robert Kiyosaki. He talks about cash flow quadrant. That's one of his books. Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. That's his name down there. Don't you love my cool, highly technical slides? Oh yeah, man. They're awesome. 4 ways to make money. E is employee. Trade hours for dollars, get a salary, something like that. Employee. What's the limitation for that? You're trying to use physical things to create something spiritual. Money is a spiritual concept. It's something called value. Show me some value. Go pull it off the shelf. Well, it's an idea. Exactly. What is money? An idea. If I had a dollar bill here and I had a penny in this hand, which one is worth more money? The dollar bill or the penny? Well, it kind of depends on how you look at it. If you look at what you can exchange it for, well, the dollar is worth more. Why? Because we all have chosen to believe in the value that that dollar is. It's not backed with anything other than our belief that it's worth a dollar. Because if you go to a store, you'll give it to somebody and then they'll give you something tangible back. You give them a dollar bill, which is an idea, and they give you a sandwich. They give you a car, a house. Because they believe if they accumulate these dollars, they can then go out and do business with it. It's called trade. So that's an employee. You're trading something physical and finite to get something infinite called money. Hello? That's why there's a limitation on your ability. Same thing with the self-employed person. They basically own their job, but they only charge so much for what they do, and they can only do so much because they're self-employed. They only got 24 hours in a day. Okay, you see that? Now, the right side of the table, business owner. Business owner has two things the self-employed and employee don't have. One is they've got a system that creates value for the marketplace. There's certain activities that if they're done, the person in the B quadrant knows it'll make money. They just got to get A's. They got to get people who are willing to do what the system says. Okay? And that's where the team comes in. So business owners have a team and a system. Okay? Investors know how to invest in teams and systems. Now, the people on the right side are the ones that make all the money. Because how many businesses can you own? Many as you want to. How many businesses can you invest in? Man, many as you can. But as an employee, can you be the number one income earner in your company consistently? Can you do that? Your job, where you get the W-2 at. Not your own business, but your job. Do you know most six-figure earners in America are people that are in business for themselves? Now, how value is created, how you create value. One is implementation. That's like the E quadrant, where you trade physical labor for a certain amount of money. You're trading your life for money. That's why everything's so expensive to the person that's an employee. How much life did I have to give up to get that money? Now I'm trading it for that. It better be worth as much as my life. So I'm giving my life up to get this money so I can provide. That's implementation, physical. Unification is management, where you manage a bunch of people. If you're in the implementation phase, typically you'll make up to about $80,000. If you're in the management phase, depending on how big the company is and how high your management skills are and what they need you for, it can be 250 and up as a manager, but not more than 400,000 or 500,000. That's your typical manager. You might have a CEO that might break 7 figures or 8 figures, but that's one person. Third way of making money, where now it's starting to be unlimited, is communication. If you can talk so people will listen, they'll take action on what you're saying, or they'll move like away from something that's going to hurt them. That's verbal communication. It's worth a lot more than people's physical communication. Got me? Then, so that's verbal, being able to move people with your words. Speakers, actors, authors, comedians, anybody who's in front of people, right, seeking to hone their craft down, they'll be right. Imagination. Now, with communication, people can make tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, sports announcer on ESPN makes 7 figures. Actors, actresses, that's that communication vibe. Imagination is Man, you don't even have a concept. You're coming up with whole new concepts and whole new ways to create value for people. And then you're going out building them and doing them. That person will make the most money. Like what? Elon Musk, electric cars. My cousin around corduroy pants just thought that up. So, imagination, implementation, physical work, unification, managing people, communication, the ability to use your words to move people, to make things happen, and then imagination, ideas, ideas that you can put in place, take advantage of, and you make the most money. Now, what does this look like? The platform we're operating in is the earth. We got time, we got space, which is creation, we got matter, which is creatures. And we're to operate on the platform we've been given to make sure life happens. Excuse me. Now, what are the parameters? Okay. The parameters are be fruitful, do, mean take action to multiply, increase, and fill the earth, and then have rule and dominion. See how that works? First is be your identity, be fruitful. Where does the ability to grow come from for fruit? Where does it come from? The ability to grow. Think about it. It comes from inside the fruit. How many seeds in an apple? Cut the apple open, look inside, count the seeds. How many seeds inside the apple? Okay. Now, here's another question. You can count that, but how many apples are in the seed? Ooh. So who do you think have all the money? The person who's fruitful, who takes what God has put inside them in terms of their seed, and they invest that seed into other people. So the good ground that it talks about in the Bible, the hearts of people, you want to share your seed into good ground. Be who you are. Tell them why you're involved in this business, what you're excited about. Leah, tell them. Tell them. Tell them. Be fruitful. Be fruitful. Be fruitful. Be fruitful. Be fruitful. Based on the seed that's put in you, the gifts and abilities in your DNA, you're going to be fruitful. And then what are you going to do? You're going to do. You're going to multiply or increase in that area. That's your activity. So being is your identity. That's who you are. The seed that's put in you. Do is the activities you do that are consistent with who you are to multiply, grow, scale, develop your initiative, your business, what you're called to do. And when you do that, you'll have rule of dominion. You have relative peace in your life, and you have people that you're pouring into and making a difference in their life. So if you go back to the top of the table, when you're focused on identity, it's a mindset thing. It's how you perceive things and how people perceive you. So identity typically comes out of that mindset. Identity goes into mindset, which goes into perception. You have to have the right identity. You have to have the right mindset to have the perceptions that are high level that are going to make a difference for you. Next is activity. Activity is the doing. The activity is tied to your skill set. What skill do you have that you could duplicate in the lives of other people? Seriously. Then the property comes along. You need to have a tool set. So, any questions about any of that? Be, do, have, be fruitful, do, multiply, increase, and have rule and dominion. So if you take your identity, which is learning about who you are, those verses I shared with you, and then you take action on them from the inside out to serve people, you're going to have what you need to get by called property. You'll have it. Now, what's the preset? How do you set yourself up for this? One is you change your mindset. Your mindset is about seeing things the way God sees them. Next is skill set. Practice. Like Allen Iverson said, practice? You want me to practice? Yes. Because you want things to be done the way you would do them if you were there. It's the main reason, my friend. Skill set. Practice. It will wind you down to your actual property that you own. That's your tool set. How to pay for things, invest, trust, that kind of thing. Okay? So what I encourage you to do is get a hold of a brother and learn about how you can implement these in your life. My phone number is right down there in the chat. 312-569-0757. Let's chat about what your complications are, what it is you're trying to do. Next thing, okay? And we'll get to these 7 spheres of wealth, but just know when you're operating in these frameworks, you're going to be in alignment spiritually. Your soul, your mind, will, and emotions will be in alignment. Your physical being. Because when you get fired up about these goals over here, you're going to live as long as you can. And you're going to be taking that extra caution to make sure you're doing what you need to do. Solical or social. People want our hearts to some level. They really do. So what I encourage you to do is on the social tip, so you got spiritual development, solical development, physical development, and social. Social is about relationships and networking and connecting with people. Physical is about taking care of your physical body. Solical is about emotional intelligence. And spiritual is about spiritual talent and being in alignment with your God. Okay, I'll say it that way. And next is being an influence and being involved in your community and creating generational wealth. But do you see how God has set you up to win? Be fruitful. Where's the fruit at? Well, it's from the seed that's already put in you. You just got to plant it, water it. He'll cause it to increase and fill the earth. And then you'll have the things you want to. Okay? Being has to do with identity. Doing has to do with activity. Having has to do with property. And then you can see how these work together. So it's encouraging to see you folks with 3 minutes and 55 seconds over. So I got to go. Like they say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to leave here. Okay? So you guys take care. Until next time, and we'll pick this up, get it going. On YouTube, check out a gentleman who's one of my coaches. His name is Myron Golden. Myron Golden. Check him out. Okay? Myron Golden on YouTube. Okay? I'm going to have some things I'm going to tell you about a little bit later. But begin to check him out. Okay? Revolutionize your life. Okay? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.